In this video, I'm making stop motion using the Lego Home Alone set. This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
This is a big set. Let's build it.
Now, I had decided to try adding a lighting kit to the set to make the animation a bit more dynamic, but I had no idea how tedious this next part would be. These instructions were hundreds of pages long, and most steps often involve taking the set apart to add tiny lights underneath the Lego pieces, and then carefully weaving the wires throughout the set to try and hide them within the walls. I quickly realized the wires would definitely be showing up in some of the animations, but hopefully the additional lighting effects and time to get this all done would make it all worth it. The lights are finally installed, but I haven't done any animation, and I basically haven't given any thought to what kind of animation I want to do. I feel like I'm really running behind. I've actually tried working on a bunch of projects in the last few months, and a lot of them have just been failures. So I feel like I'm trying to rush this one and get it out as soon as possible, but I feel like I have so much more to do. I just need to start animating and see where the story goes. This room is a total disaster. I'm just trying to get through this as quickly as possible, and I'll worry about all the cleanup later. So the stop motion is mostly done, but I do have one big messy thing left to do, which I will tell you about in just a second. For the plot, you may have noticed from the time lapses, I made it kind of Home Alone themed, but not necessarily sticking to the movie per per se. Also, I ended up making this animation completely out of order. You sometimes have to take different walls apart or just move things around to get different shots. And once my desk looked like this, I realized I would need to rebuild everything just to get the exterior shots. So it was just going to be more efficient to do things out of order. I say all that because in the past I've made things up as I go, and actually had to plan a little bit for what the story was going to include. We'll see how that turns out. I'm not really known for my planning skills. One issue that I ran into is that now that the bulk of the animation is all done, I can see that I was kind of laser focused on just getting it all done as quickly as possible. The holidays are quickly approaching, and I'm really trying to get this done before the end of the month. So I kind of forgot about a lot of the Home Alone references that I could have put in there. Time kind of just... You know, this movie has so many iconic moments and Easter eggs, but this was definitely a little bit of an oversight on my part. I added in a few, but there's just some glaring ones that I realize now that it's all done, I probably could have added. Anyway, there's one last stop motion component that I need to make before I can finish this thing. So on day 3, I had this idea to do sort of a POV style shot of Kevin running through the house. I set up an animation rig so that I could capture a running cycle with him right in front of the camera, as well as a version with a light going past him so that I could make it a bit more dynamic. Separately, I would need to create the background animation, because there was no way that I was going to be able to capture all of this in camera and fit the camera inside the actual house. So I decided to take the entire second floor apart and rebuild sections of the hallways so I could animate them moving by the camera and stitch them together later, since I would never have enough bricks to make one continuous hallway. After some trial and error, I set up this rig so I could easily slide pieces of the set away from the camera at set distances. I started animating this late into the night, and I had no idea if this would turn out. This could either be the best or the worst sequence in the entire animation. Some parts looked okay, but some things were definitely looking a little rough. Also, there's no way I'm putting this all back together. After all the frames had been taken, I threw them into After Effects, started rotoscoping each component and layering them together. It was a bit of a roller coaster with how it looked. Sometimes I would think it was looking okay, then I would add a new component and get worried that it ruined the whole look. But after finalizing the hallway animation, I added in the animation of Kevin running, did some freehand keyframe animation to make it look like the camera was moving all around, and added in some other effects to blend it all together. In case you didn't know, I'm still pretty new to animation and getting the hang of After Effects, but I love learning new things, which is why I'm so thankful to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare has so many classes to learn from, and as I've been growing in my knowledge of animation, I have personally loved this amazing class from Russ Etheridge on how to get hand-drawn animation looks. Just a couple years ago, I had never spent much time in After Effects or even tried stop motion, and now that's what I spend a lot of my free time learning about. Classes like this are so helpful in understanding the fundamentals so that when you're ready, you can take on even the most advanced animation classes. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across animation, film, art, and so much more. So it's perfect for anyone looking to level up their skills or their hobbies, or like me, just loves to learn new things. You can sign up using my link in the description, and the first 500 people will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Now, the animation is finally done, but this project didn't really go how I expected. The Home Alone theme kind of forced me to tell a longer story rather than spending the same amount of time on a really short and clean animation. I made some shorts a couple months ago and I really enjoyed being super meticulous about the lighting, getting really smooth animations. And this project was kind of the opposite of that. Ultimately, I've done some editing, I've added some sound effects. So here is the final animation. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun to make, a little rushed at times. And some notes. I used AI to extend the set on these two scenes and nothing else, and I can't believe that the running sequence turned out. Leave a like and comment on any other sets you want me to animate, and if there's any other projects you want me to work on. Okay, bye!